This year, the manufacturing industry is under more pressure than ever. A lot of factories in China have closed early for the Spring Festival. Some people even said that a factory in Dongguan has given a 4-month holiday for this Spring Festival. Recently, many factories have started taking unusually long holidays. The most extreme case is a factory in Dongguan, which is closing for a full 4 months. But workers aren't happy because they know the factory is completely out of production and layoffs could happen at any time. This year, the manufacturing industry is facing tough challenges. Orders are dropping, it's harder to get funding, costs are rising, and competition is fierce. Early shutdowns have become the only option. Over the past couple of days, suddenly there haven't been any orders, not a single order. If this continues, I'm planning to give the workers a break. All the equipment is stopped now. If we don't get any new orders tomorrow, I'll have to let the employees go home early for the Spring Festival. The workshops are completely empty, no equipment is running. Many in the same industry know that it's really tough right now. Business is hard to come by, and it's probably going to get worse next year. In the southern region, winter has just begun, and several photovoltaic companies have announced that they are shutting down their production or going on vacation. The photovoltaic adhesive film company Flyant has announced that due to poor sales and ongoing losses, it has decided to suspend production starting today, and relevant employees will be properly accommodated. On November 29th, Ruyang New Energy, the acquirer of the largest merger and acquisition deal in photovoltaic history, has announced that its factory in Vietnam would start a holiday and plans to halt operations until January of next year. Another source indicates that a leading domestic enterprise will start its holiday on December 5th with an unspecified time for resuming work. At the 7th China International Photovoltaic and Energy Storage Industry Conference this year, the chairman of Maker called for photovoltaic enterprises to take a 1-month Spring Festival holiday to reduce production capacity and clear inventory. For hard-working employees, they can make good money when the industry is doing well, but when the outlook isn't great, they're the ones who end up struggling too. Several well-known companies have laid off employees at the end of the year. Recently, Yunqing Intelligent, known as one of the 4 giants in the robot vacuum industry, initiated a significant amount of layoffs. The layoffs affected multiple departments, including research and development and testing, with many teams seeing a reduction of over 50%. Employees on probation have been the most severely impacted group. Reports indicate that the layoffs began in mid-September 2023, with a concentrated round of layoffs in September, followed by continued layoffs in October and ongoing. Multiple departments have seen a drastic reduction in staff, with layoffs affecting a number of senior employees in development and testing, as well as many recent graduates and probationary employees. An employee from one department mentioned, "In April this year, there were still more than 20 people in the department, but now only 7 are left, and all probationary and recent graduate employees have been laid off." In addition, there have been frequent turnover among the senior management of Yunqing Intelligent. Among the 12 director-level leaders in the company, 3 have left within a year, resulting in an increased employee turnover rate. According to foreign media reports, Chinese home appliance giant Hisense Group plans to carry out large-scale layoffs, potentially affecting up to 30,000 people. It's said that the total number of employees at Hisense Group will be reduced from about 110,000 to 80,000, with the layoff ratio expected to be between 20 and 30%. The list of layoffs may be announced soon, and the plan is to be executed in 2 phases, before and after the Spring Festival. Some media outlets have verified with Hisense employees who generally reported hearing rumors of layoffs, but they are unclear about the specific plans and the proportion of employees to be laid off. Some employees revealed that this round of layoffs might primarily target recent graduates and newcomers. However, other employees believe that the online news has exaggerated the actual situation, and the scale of layoffs may not be as large as rumored. As of now, Hisense Group hasn't made any official response to this matter. This news has raised concerns about the company's development status. Not only have factory orders dropped sharply and big companies started layoffs, but the job market has also become much quieter as a result. In the huge labor market, there isn't even a single recruiting company. It's not that people don't want to work, it's that no one is hiring. 2 or 3 hours pass and there's not a single recruiter. Occasionally, a recruitment vehicle shows up, but it's impossible to grab a spot. So many people swarm the vehicle and some are leaning against the windows, unable to get in. Following this, in 2024, tens of thousands of young people in China are finding themselves stuck in the job market, struggling to find suitable full-time work. Despite the Chinese government launching several fiscal measures in October to boost the economy, the unemployment rate for youth aged 16 to 24 remains high, staying above 17% since July. Chicago University China issue expert Yang Da pointed out that this problem hasn't just emerged recently. Over the past 2 to 3 years, a large number of recent graduates have struggled to find jobs due to the economic downturn, exacerbating the current tension in the job market. The annual influx of new graduates has made the job market even more crowded. Besides the intense competition in the job market, companies have set increasingly strict hiring conditions. Li Chang, executive director of China Labor Watch, mentioned that many companies require employees to work 12 to 16 hours a day, even 6 to 7 days a week. These high-intensity working conditions are causing many young people to give up on full-time jobs. Netizens have noticed a situation where recent graduates can't find jobs, and companies are demanding heavy overtime. The whole society seems really strange as a result. Recent graduates are struggling to find jobs, but at the same time, people who already have jobs are working long hours of overtime. We're seeing this weird situation where there's widespread overtime and widespread unemployment happening at the same time. It's just crazy, isn't it? When companies are working overtime like this, it means their work is never done and they don't have enough people. But they're still not hiring more people, so now one person is doing the work of 2 or 3. Meanwhile, the government is telling young people to deliver food and work in housekeeping instead of fighting for office jobs. One netizen complained that they don't even know the meaning of their existence anymore. What did we, this generation, really get? I worked hard to get into university and now I can't find a job. When I do find one, HR asks if I can accept having only 1 day off a week, or if I'm okay with no overtime pay. Why should I have to do that? So I decided to go to grad school. However, after graduation, I find myself facing over 20 million recent graduates. When I'm applying for jobs, HR says, "Sorry, but your age isn't an advantage. We've been competing all our lives." Another netizen pointed out that many people nowadays don't have the courage to quit their jobs, even if they're not getting paid, because finding new employment is just so difficult. The problem isn't that companies can't pay wages, it's that even if a unit can't pay salaries, employees are too afraid to quit. They fear losing job opportunities. The job market is really that bad. You can't guarantee that you'll find another job. There are 12 million university graduates this year, and the employment rate is only 55%. That means half of the graduates can't find work. People's worries also show up in every part of their daily lives. When they realize they can't spend money as easily as they used to, they realize how much pressure they are under. My living conditions have really gotten worse this year. I just realized I don't have enough money to celebrate the new year. This weekend, I found out I can't pay off my credit card. In the past, I never hesitated to spend money, but this week I just can't bring myself to spend anything. This morning, my neighbor asked me to go buy some beef with them. We spent 300 yuan on it today. Now, I can't even pay off my credit card, and my family is facing the possibility of not having enough money for the Spring Festival. The lack of money is now a major issue for the general public. Noted economist Li Shi pointed out that about 65% of China's population belongs to the low-income group, roughly 900 million people. In the short term, the government's ability to adjust high incomes and expand the middle class is limited, so increasing the income of low-income groups is the main goal to narrow the wealth gap. However, this task is extremely difficult. Researcher Wang Guochen further pointed out that although the Chinese government claims to have achieved great success in lifting people out of poverty, the standard is far below the international poverty line. At the same time, the wealth gap in China is widening, especially after adjustments in the financial and real estate sectors. The incomes of high earners in these fields have dropped significantly, while salaries for employees in the service industry and e-commerce platforms have also been suppressed. He warned that China may face a middle-income trap, meaning that economic growth is slowing and the majority of people remain at low-income levels.